Welcome to Math Mini Lessons. In this lesson, we're going to use what we know about multiplication to represent a fraction as a multiplication sentence. And I want you to see a fraction in a form like a number over another number, a over b, can be represented as a multiple of the unit fraction. So as I model, and this is going to make a lot more sense, I want you to see how I recognize the repeated multiplication in the model, how I represent a model as a multiplication sentence with a fractional amount, and how I accurately calculate part of a group as a product of a fraction and a whole number. So let's get ready to jump right into the very first model problem. Which multiplication sentence can be used to calculate the total shaded area shown in the model below? Okay, so let's think about this. All we're looking for is what multiplication sentence can show the value of all of these pieces here. So if I can see them as a fraction, I'm going to rewrite it as a multiplication sentence where my numerator is 1. So this is a unit fraction. And I'm multiplying it by some number. It's going to be a multiple, and this number is going to tell me how many groups. Okay, so what do I see? What do I notice? I notice that each of these already has 1. So this fraction represents 1 out of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are all unit fractions, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, and 1/8. If I wanted to know what the total would be, the whole fractional part would be 4/8. But I'm going to represent this as a multiplication sentence. So how many groups of 1/8 do I have? I have 4 of them. So let's see which of these actually matches our thinking. So in the first one, we have 4 groups of 1/8. So this is perfect. So A is our correct answer, right? I can see the 4 groups of 1/8. Let's look at the other choices and see why they don't work. B, 8 groups of 1/4. So no, that doesn't work because I don't have 8 groups. I only have 4 groups, and I don't have 1/4. I have 8. So nope, that does not work. It also doesn't work like if you were to multiply it out, that would mean I have 8 over 4, which is not true. That's not what I have. And the second one, we have 4 groups of 1/6. So this doesn't work because this right here, the 1/6, I don't have 1/6 anywhere. I have 8. And if I were to multiply this out, I would end up with 4 over 6, and that's wrong. And let's look at our last one, 6 groups of 1/4. And again, that doesn't make sense because I don't have 6 groups. I only have 4 groups. And this would also multiply out to 6 over 4. So that is wrong. So this is why A is the best answer. So let's hit pause for a moment so you can copy this down into your notes. And this part right here is critical in terms of our thinking. All right, let's look at the next one. Tyler has a group of places shown below. He used exactly 3/4 of the plates to set the table for a family dinner. How many plates did he use? Okay, so this is telling me about a relationship for every, so 3/4. I would translate this as for every four plates, they use 3. That is what that's telling us when we have that fraction 3/4. So I'm going to look at, here's a group of 4. And let's say Tyler's family used this one, and this one. So they used 3 of them. So here's another group of 4. And again, they're using 3 out of 4. So how many plates did they use in all? They used 6. And that's telling me that 6 over 8 is going to be the same or equivalent to 3/4, which is true. All right, let's hit pause and jot this one down into our work. There is one more really cool connection I wanted to make. If I'm looking for 3/4 of a number, so because I want to know they use 3/4 of the 8th place, I could, again, represent this as a multiplication sentence. 3/4 times 8. And so would that give us 6? Let's just look at this. At first it doesn't seem so, but I'll show you and work it out. So to multiply these fractions, I'm going to put this over 1. And I would get 24 over 4, which does simplify to 6. Why? Because if every 4 makes 1, there are 6 groups of 4 in 24. So yes, this is another way of figuring out how many, what fraction, a fraction of a whole number. Let's go into the next problem. I love multiplying with fractions. So here's one for you to work out. Juanita spends 4 days raking leaves in the park. She rakes 1/5 of leaves every day. After 4 days, she raked 4 times 1/5 of raking the park. Which fraction model can be used to find how much of the park Juanita has raked? Okay, so think about this for a minute. Let's hit pause and I'll show you the answer in 5 seconds. All right, let's show the answer. I did notice that little typo. It was weird. She raked 4 times 1/5 of the park. All right, so which is the exact answer? Is it A, B, C, or D? Which one shows 4 groups of 1/5? And the answer is, boom, there you go. C shows 4 groups of 1/5, and I can see them here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and each of these represents 1 out of 5. So I can see the 1/5 plus the 1/5 plus the 1/5 plus the 1/5 is equal to 4/5. And again, I can re-represent that as 4 groups of 1/5, which when we multiply it, we would get 4/5, because this is going to have a little 1 as our denominator. All right, that's it for today's lesson. I hope that made a ton of sense. We're going to do more practice with this. I love representing fractions in this way. So as you're practicing, keep thinking, how many groups do I notice? And how can I represent that mathematically with a multiplication sentence? With that, I'll see you in the next lesson, Math Marvels. Take care. Peace.